Preparing reports, Andrew, is a very important part of not only business, but most jobs, but most certainly in real estate. There's a number of different reports we're going to need to prepare on a regular basis, whether that's a CMA or a marketing report, all those sorts of things.
I think in today's competitive marketplace in real estate, the quality and the professionalism of your reports that you're preparing is what's going to set you apart from your competition. So they need to be top-notch.
100%. So general principles in order to get them to that level, you want to make them clear and concise. So to do that, you need to start with a purpose, don't you?
We do. We've got to define what the purpose of the report is going to be and make sure that the contents of that report are going to cover off clearly and succinctly what the aim or the purpose of that report is.
So once you've been able to establish that, obviously the purpose and what you're doing the report for, you obviously want to go in and then source some information.
That's right. We've got to make sure that what we're going to be putting into the report is valuable, that we're going to get our point across, and it's going to be clear and succinct but well presented.
Definitely. And I suppose the presentation and then obviously getting the information right is obviously a big part as well. If you talk to a landlord and they're thinking about they're wanting a market appraisal, understanding, okay, they're wanting a rental market appraisal or sales market appraisal, because one's going to be very different to the other. That's a very common, I suppose, very simplistic way of looking at the purpose of the report. But what else would you add in terms of when you're creating them? Obviously,
what you're trying to do is when you're looking at the content, we're going to use a lot of templates that are going to enable us to have a good frame in which we can build the content of our report. So once you've got good templates set up, you've got good content that you can now put all that data, that information into, the research that you've made to put this report together, it's obviously going to then be presented in a very, very attractive manner that's going to wow the client.
And as you said, in this sort of competitive marketplace, that becomes of supreme importance. There's no doubt about that.
Correct.
I suppose one of the other things you need to do is you obviously want to then run a check on that report, because, as I said, in this sort of competitive marketplace, you leading to a mistake or catching the mistake before it goes out to the client or customer is really, really important. So some of the things that you might do there is obviously check the instructions. So the purpose of the report, like I said, that's going to obviously be the first thing you do. Make sure you're actually giving what the client may want. And then obviously maybe rechecking the information, checking the sources of the information. So some of the information, like in a marketing report, may be internal, some may be external, particularly when you're looking at a CMA. You want to make sure you've got relevant comparables rather than things that aren't irrelevant. What else would you do?
One of the biggest problems with using a template is putting some data in that you've researched and not taking out what's there from a past client or that sort of thing. So it's so often important to get a colleague to check through that report, make sure that it's not got any mistakes or any slip-ups in it, and that it presents its best possible way. In addition to that, you might look at different ways of presenting that report, whether it be electronically as well as in a hard copy version, particularly for a CMA or a competitive marketing analysis that you're going to be presenting to the potential owners of a property. If they're not available, then we need to have a good soft copy version that we can email through to them or send them a link, that sort of thing.
Yeah, as you said, send them a link. You may even choose to make that a video format. There's many different ways you can do, but you would have to determine, what the purpose of the report is, who are you trying the target market by be, and what are the methods you are going to, in terms of obviously get it to those particular clients or customers.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.